Hi everybody, this is foXnoMad, and today I want to help you travel smarter by going over some of the best tech that I saw at CES this past week. The Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas is just massive. It's hard to see everything, but these are some of the best things that I found and I want to share with you. Now, I've already made 2 videos about 2 things that I came across which I thought were especially cool. If you travel very frequently, Delta came out with its parallel reality technology, so I'll link to that video up here. But basically what Delta's parallel reality technology is it's one screen that can show 100 different things to 100 different people depending on the angle that you're viewing it. They've also got tracking cameras so it can follow you around to make sure that you don't lose that specific view just for you, while the person next to you could be looking at a completely different screen. Like I said, there's more about that in that video. I also made another video about playing against an AI robotic ping pong table that's designed to help you improve at ping pong. It reads your emotions to make sure that you're happy. So when I was playing against it, it improved its game, or it got a little bit worse and let me win when it could realize that I was probably getting frustrated or that I wasn't very good. So that was kind of cool too. I'll link to that up there as well. But there's a bunch of other things to get you caught up on from CES, so here's some of the best tech from CES 2020. Starting off, I got to see some of Dell's new folding screen technology. So they've got these laptops where the entire front is a screen and it folds over like a big tablet that can fold. It was a concept product really, so you can see these bezels around the edges are very thick, and both sides of the laptop as well are very thick for all the internals. It's got to be a touchscreen of course, but again, this was really a proof of concept. It looks like folding technology or folding screens, a lot of companies are just starting to work on it, so I think we're going to see better and better iterations in the future. But one thing that I did think that was very cool at the Dell exhibit was a dual screen laptop, but it was connected with just a traditional mechanical hinge. It worked a lot better, so both of the screens were a lot higher in resolution, they were a lot clearer. The laptop was just a little bit thinner, the screens were larger, it can fold better. So I think we might be starting to see some of that technology, and I was really impressed with that hinge dual screen laptop. And I think dual screen laptops are kind of a cool thing. You can imagine changing your keyboard on the bottom or rearranging your apps so that you can use the full screen. Obviously there's a lot of gaming potential there. Lenovo debuted a 5G laptop, and 5G was kind of a big thing for Samsung as well, so I got to check out some of their new phones. Side note, you can put Alexa into everything, so a lot of companies were Alexa integrated. So this Lamborghini has Alexa in it. They didn't really explain what Alexa could do for the Lamborghini. It's not like Alexa could drive your car or anything. It was just interesting to see Amazon making a really big push and licensing out Alexa to a lot of different companies. Clear also had this Alexa with a screen on it, which looked pretty cool, depending on whether or not you think Alexa is creepy or not. If you use Alexa, well, a lot more products are going to have Alexa in it this coming year. BMW is updating their urban suite concept, and what that is it's basically the idea of having a car that can drive itself, so an AI car. And because you have the car driving, you don't need a person at the wheel, and you don't even need a wheel. You could have a front screen panel, you could have a bed and lay down and read a book or have coffee or something like that. So they're really pushing this concept of the urban suite, and they've gotten a lot better since I saw it last year. In other words, they've redesigned what they think that car would look like. Again, these are all concepts. These are not products that are going to be out anytime soon or maybe ever, but it was kind of an interesting idea, a concept car from BMW. Also got to drive in an i8 with Derek from Wandering Earl, and we got a little bit lost in Las Vegas traffic, so sorry BMW, but we brought the car back in good shape. Speaking of electric cars, Sony really shocked everybody at the show by debuting an electric car. Again, this is a car that's never going to be made into production. You're not going to see this thing called the Vision S driving around on roads, but this car looked pretty great. So the exterior of the car had all of these high resolution cameras for rear screen, front screen sensors, and on the interior they had these really high definition screens, something you would expect from Sony, which makes a lot of lenses and cameras and screen devices. So that made a lot of sense. It's a really cool concept car, and I'm almost like I would like to see that in production, or at least just a handful of them to test drive or something like that. Anyway, that was really cool, but again, one of those things that you see at CES and that you may never see again. For those of you who use GoPros, I finally got to check out their full media mod set. So basically now on the Hero 8, you've got this optional microphone attachment with a front screen or a folding screen attachment, as well as a light. So if you're vlogging, you don't have to go through a very complicated setup anymore like I did in this video up here. you can just use this media mod and you've got your mic, you've got your light, and you've got this folding screen so you can actually see yourself, which is a huge deal because GoPros don't have front-facing screens, which makes it really difficult to sort of angle, am I in frame and all of that, so I got to check that out. The full media mod kit is coming out probably by March, so if you use a lot of GoPros for action shots or vlogging, keep an eye out for that. I also got to see some of Jabra's new earbuds and headphones, and I'll have videos about those. And I also have a video about a technology that they developed called MySound. MySound essentially gives you a hearing test, and based on that hearing test in the app on your phone, it calibrates those headphones to give you an improved sound quality. I've got a full video about that coming up, so make sure that you subscribe down below so you don't miss it. It's going to be in the market in the next couple of months that I think you should check out. And in between running around the show floor, the convention hall, I got to see Display Links. I got to try out their virtual driving simulator, and it was a lot of fun. I'm not a very good driver of race cars apparently, but what this does is as you turn left, as you turn right, if you hit a bump or if you hit an incline or a hill, it angles the seat up in such a way that it makes you feel like you're actually in a car. It also has a seat belt that increases or decreases the resistance, whether you're going forward or you hit the brakes or anything like that. So it gives you that feedback, which makes you feel more like you're actually driving a car rather than playing a video game. It was pretty immersive, so that was fun to try out. Samsung City was full of 8K TVs and 5G technology. Samsung is really pushing 5G technology on all of their phones and their new tablets. Their 8K screens were just really impressive. Again, I don't see 8K TVs coming out in people's homes anytime soon. They're still very, very, very expensive, but they do exist and they probably will make it on the market at some point. And of course, the Galaxy Fold, again, a lot better with this 1.5 iteration of the Fold. Every time I use the Fold, I like it a lot more. I wish the front screen were a little bit bigger, but it probably will be in the next generation. But again, folding technology seems to be more and more useful. When I opened that front-facing screen up and I got to take selfies or videos, I could really see the potential of the Galaxy Fold. So if there's one main takeaway I have from this year's CES, it's feedback. And feedback from the devices that we use, from the technology we use to help improve our experience. You can see that with the Omron giving you feedback based on your heart rate or your mood, the MySound feature which calibrates headphones to your specific ear and the specific way that you hear things, the driving simulator which pulls the seatbelt back and a little bit forward to give you that more realistic effect of driving when you're playing games, parallel reality which shows you a specific screen at an airport just for you that the person next to you can't see, that they see things that are relevant to them for their flight or their layover and so on. So what I take away from this CES is technology that's going to give you more feedback and be more useful and give you a more personalized experience. That's the main thing that I see coming out of this year's CES. The software side of things was more impressive to me, and I think that's because I saw a lot of cross-blending between like hearing aid companies and headphone manufacturers, and there was all this cross-blending, even Sony with their car, with their camera technology in an electric car. I could see sort of the cross-pollination of all these different types of technology and sciences, and you can see that with Delta working with Misapplied Sciences to work on their parallel reality screen. So there was a lot more cross-pollination, which I think is good for everybody. It's definitely good for tech, and it definitely made this year's CES a lot more interesting. Feel free to let me know if you saw something cool at CES or there's something you want to know more about down in the comments below. And while you're down there, hit the like and subscribe buttons. I'll have new videos for you every week. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.